Okay, I got just these couple more. And then I'll probably be done showing you how to cut wood and stuff. You keep watching this and you'll understand why I'm putting these brackets up. Taking me a little longer to put these brackets on, you know, than not, but it's going to be well worth it for me. Oh, you know what? That sixth one, I don't know if I have to put that one on, this sixth one, because it's going up against that other 2x6 that's already up there. So I think I might be safe leaving that off, but we'll see. Okay, number 6. I'm going to leave it off until I look at it. 102.5. I'm making this one shorter because there's a bolt in my way. It just so happens the check is here. It goes from here to there, all the way through the board. Okay, what's my measurement again? 102.5. And every once in a while, when you measure, you want to make sure you don't get caught on the back side of your tape measure as you're pulling from down there. You always want to make sure that it's set there tight. I've had that happen a few times where I've cut something and I'm like, what's the deal? And maybe one of these little grommets or rivets has raised ever so slightly, and I hit it or something. So be mindful of that as you're pulling. So I'm going to leave this one off for right now. Oh, I was telling you on the blades, carbide. This has carbide tip blades on it, and the tips. And most blades years ago didn't have carbide tip. You'd have to pay extra for that. But I think nowadays most saw blades have carbide tip, but if they don't, make sure that you get carbide tip, okay? And then if you happen to hit a nail or something, you want to pull off as quickly as possible, and try not to think, oh, I just saw through it. Pull it back, look at your tip, and chances are you might have broken off 1 or 2 little tips, but all your other tips are still good, which then means, okay, the blade is still okay for a while, but eventually you're going to have to get another one, you know, for all of your wood cuttings. That blade might still work for, you could save it for demo, you could save it for cutting thin plywood, 1/2-inch plywood, OSB plywood, something like that. And don't just throw it away. Save it, but you know, be ready for next time. On that, I should have gotten, and when I was at the store, I should have gotten another blade, because I wasn't sure how long this blade was going to last. So far, I'm quite impressed on it. I've used it a few times before this project, but so far, so good. I've hit one little nail, and it was still okay because right as soon as it hit, I pulled off. But for the rest of the time, it's still good. But what I should have is another blade just for backup. Okay? It's always a good idea. Okay, I'm ready to take these back down into the pit and see if I can fish them up into the column. I'm pretty sure I can. Okay, I got them all in here, all stacked up there, ready to go. That, I'm going to be able to fish up into here. See, I only got up to there now, and I've got that plywood on the side, that plywood on the side. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to fish that up in there, and can I do it with the video camera going? Okay, I'm going to try it. I was hoping there was going to be enough room. And see, there is just enough before I hit the dirt, and then I can lift that up in there. So I think it's going to work. So each one I'm going to have to fit in there. I took the measurements as close as I could, but everything's kind of wonky up there. I'll have to make sure I can get it up there nice and easy, because before I fish it up in there, each one, like this one here, before I do it, I'm going to put some liquid nails on it from where the paper stops, where the paper is not. I'm going to put some liquid nails up in there so that I can put it up in there. Oh, that's right, I got to pre-drill some holes too. Okay, I'm not quite 100% ready for this board yet, because in order to put it up in there, see, I'm not going to just mount it by that top bracket way up there. I've got to have it tight, and it's like, how am I going to secure it up against the wall? Well, I'm going to, from the part that I can see from underneath the deck from here, this thing's, the first 2x6 sticks out a little bit, about only an inch, so I could put some screws along here and suck that right up tight. Another thing I can do is from where the paper is, from there up, I can put the round circles on the back side of the 2x6 with the liquid nails, and I'm going to pre-drill some holes in here for some 2-inch screws, because this is half-inch, inch and a half. I don't want to go into the paper, and I can't go any further because then I hit the back of the stucco. Okay, so 2-inch screws. I'm gonna have to, oh, that's all right, I can set them down here and do it, and run the screw back and forth in each one. That way, when I get up there, I can put it up, I can put it right into place, I can grab my bucket, I can set it up here, I can reach up in there, I can then screw the bracket up there, and then I can put the screws in to the OSB from the front side of the 2x6, and when the glue sticks, that's going to be like, 20 staples holding the chicken wire on, the stucco from before, but it's not, but it's going to be solid. And then from here down, I'm going to have screws in from the back side. And see, I can do that, the same thing with this piece back here. I can do the same thing because I can get screws, boom, 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 and hit that. Plus that 2x6 is also going to have those bolts in them. Remember? For the rail. There's a bolt right there, and then there's one up higher. Oh, it's up there somewhere. Right there, right there. Okay, so I'll have to, I'm going to leave those like that. Then when I put the 2x6 in there, I'm going to hit it with the hammer as hard as I can. Whack, whack there, whack, whack up there. Then I'll have to take that 2x6 down and then drill it, you know, a pilot hole for that bolt, and then put it back up in there, secure it. Okay, I think I've got a game plan. I've got my ladder set up like this. This is how I was getting into the that column there. But just to get out of the pit every single time, got to go up the ladder and out. You know how many times I've been up this ladder over the last week and a half, 2 weeks? Get up here. Then as I'm coming back to get back down, oh, I don't know how many times I've done this, but I know every step is one step closer to being done with my project. Always try to find something positive with whatever you do. Speaking of positive, you know, I could have looked at this and said, hey, I shouldn't have to do this. We just purchased the house. Somebody else should be responsible for this. And, you know, I'll probably I'll be ended up going back and talking to the owner and talking to the guy who built this and talking to different people on what happened and all this kind of stuff. But I'm trying to stay positive and stay focused. This is my classroom training area for you, so that you can see all the different things that I'm doing and you can learn from that. So that's what I'm taking out of this. I'm being as positive as I can, and I'm spending, you know, I could just do this whole thing without doing any videos. You know how much longer it takes me to make videos and explain things instead of just doing stuff? You know, it takes some time and effort. I'm doing that as a positive thing for you to teach you how to do things like Joe. Hey, I'm just an average Joe. If I can do it, yes, you can do it too.